Good morning. Testing one, two, and we're good. All right, let's see what we got today. So today, well, yesterday I saw this stock called Kala popping in the aftermarket. And Kala, they have a, they have a little bit of news. Let's jump over here and read some of Kala's news. Yesterday, Kala Pharmaceuticals announces FDA acceptance of IND application. So it's pharmaceutical um, receiving. Let's see, it's talking about money though, so we may need to look into this a little bit deeper. All right. So, Kala Pharmaceuticals, a clinical stage biopharmaceutical company dedicated to research and development and commercialization of innovative therapies for rare diseases of the eye. Okay. The phase 2B clinical trial will be a multi-center randomized double-masked vehicle controlled parallel group study. Okay, that's a lot of words. Where is the money? Okay, in addition, following FDA's acceptance of IND application KPI 012 and under the terms of the private placement announced on November 28th, which is today, Column today sold an aggregate of 43,478 shares of Series E convertible non-redeemable preferred stock at a price of $575 per share to life sciences focused investor for gross proceeds of 25 million. Okay. So in total they raised a aggregate gross proceeds of 31 million in the private placement. Okay, let's see if there's any other compelling news. On track to initiate phase 2B trial in Q1 of next year and top line data expected in Q1 of 2024. So they're still in that trial period though. We'll see how it reacts today, but all right. Shares are trading 79%. We are working closely with investors to initiate our phase 2B clinical trial. So they're working really hard just to get this second trial going. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if anything else comes up. Good morning, Donnell. Kala, Lucy for breakout opportunities. Just watching to see pre-market high. Yeah. Right now, I'm looking at Kala, what it did yesterday. It came up here to about the 720, right under the 725s for resistance. And I think I've looked at Kala before. I think it had some pop-in days before. But if we look back here, we can see that most of his pop was during aftermarket and pre-market. So we need to be very careful with this thing because aftermarket and pre-market are pretty hot. But then it comes to intraday and it dies. Look at this back here on this day. Pre-market, aftermarket got hot and then got into this range and got choppy. Pre-market, aftermarket moved up, got choppy. Moved up, got choppy in intraday. So since we're seeing that pattern, I'm gonna be very careful with this one. I don't like when we have hot pre and after or hot aftermarket and pre-market and then a cold intraday. So I'm gonna be very careful on that. Even though it has a good price, around $6, it can open up, 20, 30 cents. But based on its previous history, I'm gonna be looking at it a little bit differently. Good morning, Drifter. Good morning, Lori Lee. Oh, Lori, I did end up trading Xpun the other day. So Xpun was the one that was ripping on Friday. It had a big move up to 374, crashed down. I let this thing flush multiple times, and then I got in around that level that I was calling out, which was the 230s. I bought at 230, and it got back up to the 250s. I took 1,500 shares at 230. It got back up to the 250. So that was a 20-cent win, about $211 on Xpun. And so yeah, I just got in, got out, and let that one go. But I like that the shorts were winning so much, and it flushed and it flushed, and I was like, okay, this thing has flushed multiple times. The shorts are gonna want to get out for the day after that win. So I got in there and sold that for a nice 20-cent win on 1,500 shares. Now I didn't win 20 cents on all of it, I don't think, because I was taking on the way up. I was taking a little bit, but you know, all in all, it worked out great. But yeah, today Kala is very suspect based on his past history here. Let's look over on TOS at Kala. So has a previous consolidate. Well, it's kind of got some close consolidations here, but it's up at 680, 640 right now. So we got 650 out here in this previous consolidation. We have 574 with a little bit of consolidation there. It's kind of not super super visible of where this consolidation is. And then we have a top up here, what, 783. And then this was the fall point. It sold off all of this, came into this bottom, popped up. So, we'll see. But I'm not in any rush to trade Kala because of that past history of those failures during intraday, going flat during intraday. Let me see. So there were a couple that were called out the other day. I think NEPT was called out. NEPT, that one went on down though. Down there 34 cents, just grinded on down. I think the other one that was called out was ELYS. And I was just watching these throughout the day just to see what they would do. I wasn't watching them hard, but just watching what they would do by the end of the day. And they kind of went flat and went down on those. ATNF played around, and this was one that everybody was interested in. I was like, okay, I want to see this thing hold $2. It needs to hold $2 strong, and it just struggled with $2 all day. So I was like, no, I'm not trading that. I like to see something gaining value, gaining worth. CEI down to the 219s. Work this way all the way down there. HTGM crash. I think this one moved a little bit yesterday, but I really wasn't interested because it didn't dip. I needed a dip. This thing just went up, grinded up, and I wasn't willing to take any of these trades because it just never showed me a true support level. And then by the time it did form its first kind of support level, it was like the end of the day, and I'm like, no, I'm good. I am good on that. EDSA, I don't know why that one's on here. Yeah, Lori, but the thing is, I'm winning, but I'm having to do a lot of research and a lot of like analysis from the start of day all the way to like midday. So I'm looking at the level 2s, looking at interesting levels, taking notes, saying, okay, well, what are the interesting levels in the morning? And then once we get to those levels, especially support levels, how do they hold up? And if I see them hold up, I'm buying. You know, I'm using everything I got, but it does take a little bit of due diligence because I'm not just trading momentum. You know what I'm saying? If I was just trading something going up, well, maybe it'll be a little bit less intimate with the ticker. But since I want a good buying position, I'm good. I'll do the research. It's working out. I mean, last 6 trades, I've had 6 green trades and 1 red trade. So this month. I took like one trade a week. Like last week, I didn't trade until Friday, and that one trade was 200 bucks. So, because I just didn't see the setup, didn't see anything interesting. Like Kala today, it's a 50-50. It could go either way. It could be the day that it doesn't behave like it has in the past, where it fails during intraday. But am I going to bank my money on that this is the day that it's going to go? I don't know. It's gonna, maybe some more news will pop out or something. Call it super low float and manipulated. Yep, especially with that phase 2 trial data and Tesla working its way, looking like it wants to get under 100 bucks. Continues. We'll see what kind of attention Tesla gets. It's got 10 million. It's a top mover again today. It's been a top mover over the last couple of days, moving down from these 50. Wait, where is this? Where's the beginning of December. It was at 150, and now it's lost $50 per share, all the way down, basically $50, a little bit less than $50, all the way down to the 109s. And I've just been watching it because it's been taking a lot of attention down with it. Because it's been so consistent on the downwards move. I know shorts have loved this. It's so consistent. It's almost like the inverse of those stocks that were ripping during 2020. It's just so consistent to the downside. You just get you a put and you're good to go. But eventually, eventually this thing's gonna bottom out. I don't know where the bottom is gonna be. I don't know if it's gonna be $100, but I'm just watching and waiting for the volume to get off of Tesla and come to something else. Collar might be a good swing. VRNA last week had FDA and doubled the next day. Maybe, maybe. If it does double on Thursday, I mean, I'll trade it on Thursday. But if it doesn't want to give me any good motion, and actually, where's this chart? Okay, actually, let's look at that. So let's say we did swing this thing. So this was an open. It does kind of hold its levels in between days. And I guess right here it did have a little bit of a rip, seeing that but it does go flat. And I'm looking for a day trade. And so for it to go flat like that in the day, I'm like, that's, I mean, kind of good, kind of bad. I don't know. But yeah, it does look like it holds its levels after the next couple of days after a news catalyst. Looked like it held this 625, but am I really willing to risk it is the question. Is the risk worth it when I could take something that's going to give me money on the day in a couple of minutes? Let's see. Do we have any other kind of good news out here that's maybe going under the radar? Seeing the Kala is the top volume with 3 million on the potential scanner. We have BRAC trash, only 21,000 shares. DBGI, Acer, Xpun, MURF. No kind of news since November. BTB, HTG provides highlights of its second event in drug discovery on a webcast series. And CEI, okay. Well, we'll just have to see. Now, today may be a scalper's day because pre-market is so cold. You know, we'll see if something just pops and kind of rips for y'all, but I'm just not seeing any catalyst. It may be a day that something without catalyst is moving. But for Kala, I'm waiting. I'm gonna wait for that 5 million to get hit and see what kind of action happens at the 5 million. We have about 15 minutes to the 8:30 to the open. And let me check that SPY too. SPY still levitating at the 380s, holding out of this downtrend. So it came down, blah blah blah, and now it formed a little bit of a double dip here, right at the 375 across here. And yeah, so not re-entering that old channel. Now this channel I drew like way back here in January of this year, and it's just been playing around this channel or whatnot. So we're seeing it break out of the channel and start to form some higher lows outside of this channel finally. So we'll see if the market wants to reverse back upwards here in a little bit. But this is one of those things, like, I didn't know that it was going to form this channel. This is just hindsight. Somebody actually was trading this without this hindsight. They were actually making money on the SPY without this hindsight, just based on taking good risk management based on the current whatever they saw. So I don't know. I'm sure that some people, you know, made a lot of money on this downtrend, especially on Tesla. I don't know how many billions they made, but it's been a nice show. Been sitting back with my popcorn. Let's see. Collar might be a good swing. Never mind, I just read the PR. Rare disease of eye. If it's not boobs or liver, it won't rip like you said. I mean, it just depends on if they have a certain disease that affects a lot of people, then that's what I would look for. And that's why I always pop over to Google or whatever to see how rare that disease is when they do name a disease, because that's the only time I really play with the biopharmaceutical is when they have a disease that's like, okay, you know, 1,000 out of every 30,000 people have this. I'm like, oh, that's pretty good, you know. That's better than most. Pretty exponential numbers there. Not exponential, but a higher level of people affected. And that's really all the stock market is. Like, you just find out where people will be affected, and that's where the money will be moving. And that's why we like the volume. We like to see that volume and be like, okay, this one got a lot of volume. People care about this one. Now, does the volume mean it's going to rip? No. Does the volume mean there are people and liquidity? Yes. Low volume equates a little bit of sentiment towards that move. But then again, you got to look at, hey, how much of a gap has this thing done? Some of the gappers have low volume, but they have big range. So it's like, do you want to take the risk of trading something that's illiquid, but it has a big range? Like, it's ripping like 40, 50 cents, but it's ripping down 40, 50 cents as well. All right, we got about 10 minutes to the bell. I'm just gonna watch Kala and Tesla out of the open. And oil really hasn't been something that's been hot lately, so that's why I haven't really been watching it. It's kind of fading on down. I was interested in the whole uranium thing for a little bit there, because I thought that we were gonna kind of step towards being a nuclear. But man, those things moved really slow, and they did not get the eruption that I was looking for. So I was like, you know what? I can do better just day trading than letting my money sit here. So I just took those out and put it elsewhere. And plus, it's just such a comfortable feeling to be in cash at the end of the day. Like, you feel so safe. So no matter what happens in aftermarket or pre-market, it may rip, it may drop, whatever, but you dodge that risk. Yes, there's money to be made. Of course, you get paid out for the risk that you take sometimes. But I'm just like, man, if I can make my money and walk away, I have practiced walking away. Get the money and walk away. I'm okay with taking one trade and putting my shoes on and going outside. I'll go for a walk. Kala does have a little bit of pressure here up to the 725s. Formed a little bit more pressure right around here at 680s. But if we look at the bodies of these candles, we can see it's the tops of this was 610 up to the right under the 650-ish level. So we'll see how that holds as resistance as well, the bodies of these candles on the hour chart. And then we'll see, based on the hour chart, we'll make more analysis on the lower time frames. Kathy Wood says risk off environment pushed investors back towards benchmarks. Kathy Wood's just been buying everything that's falling, bro. Everything. Everything. Oh, it's down 120%. I'm in there. You probably got a piece of every one of these stocks. NIO, Tesla, Sid, Kroger. So 45. Okay. Amazon, what is this? How video game developers, nothing pertaining. Amazon plans a standalone sports app as Andy Jassy doubles down on Prime Video. How true is that? Is that true? Nah, that's trash. I don't want to go sign up for that. I just want to see the news. I don't know why I put a 523 out here as my well, maybe because of this previous support level here that was getting tested. Usually when I put a blue line on a chart, because I didn't do any of this blue or green today. I think I did it the other day when it was ripping. Usually when I put a blue line, that's my line in the sand where I'm like, okay, if it drops below this, I'm just going to go ahead and get out. But yeah, it came back up and above that blue line there, which was 525. But I don't trust that blue line, but I'll leave it there because it doesn't, that's just something that I put on there. That doesn't mean that it's going to hold or anything like that. It was just a previous level where the dip kind of slowed there at 525. We got 5 minutes until the bell. Looking at Kala, Kala. Biopharmaceutical treats ocular and eye diseases, same thing. Let's look out here on the level 2s. Nobody's put any orders out there for us to see yet. I guess we'll have to wait till the open to see the orders out here, the real orders, those 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, those orders is what I need to see, those areas of interest on the level 2s. And I want to see this thing get up to 5 million too. See what that sentiment's looking like. Will it crash at 5 million? Halfway to the 10 million, that outlier value that a lot of stocks have to cross on the day that I've noticed. 10 million is like, okay, people got eyes on this for real. And it's a little bit different too. If it's a big range with 10 million shares traded, that's probably a stock that you need to watch. If it's a small range with 10 million, it hasn't opened up or anything, it may get choppy, may range out, just get into a flat range and not really move that much to the upside or downside. Or it could be unpredictable. And of course the float matters too. If it's a higher float, it may just grind up or down. If it's a low float, it may be unpredictable, as in it may just pop or flush at any time. But Kala, the float on that one is float on this one is 1.29 million, so very low float. Okay. Short percent float 7.84% based on this one. When was this updated? So this was updated 20 minutes delayed. So 20 minutes ago, these are the values that it had on the short squeeze. So that means out of every 100 shares, what the short percent flow means is out of every 100 shares, what percentage of shares are short. So 7.84, which is not a lot. If we look at the percentage owned by insiders, we see 7.46, owned by institutions 32.76. Boy, that charting looks horrible. Shares outstanding, very low float, and the shares outstanding are super low as well. And so that means what, it's got 3 million shares, almost 4 million shares traded. So this thing has went through its float 3 times already. So we'll see what that range actually wants to do out of this on the rotation. IPOs for today. Wealth Inc. They're going to be opening up tomorrow or in 2 days. All right, we're coming into the open. Couple seconds left. And there is the open. Look at this little range here. So it had the bodies of these candles right here at the 640s. Will it stay below the previous highs up here of the 679s or whatnot? Giving it a chance to see what's going on and see where those levels come in. Those big levels here on Kala. Will it get held down here? So forming on the hour chart, if we look at the highs, it's forming lower highs. So right now, the first high it'll need to break is 666. So going towards the 675 will be a breakout trade. But looking at this pressure up here, I'll be very careful buying a breakout on this one because this one will wick down. So I'll be very careful on that. So let's look at how much it breaks out here, getting up there. High of the 666, got up there to a 2-cent breakout there. Will it slam here? Very weak breakout there. And the shorts were looking for that. Oh yeah. Oh yes, sir. Wow, that was a nice pop down. Pop down to $6 there. And this is why I'm usually, that first hour is nothing but observation for me. I look at it, look at this range. Pop from 668 down to $6. That's a 68-cent drop in a couple of seconds there. Very poppy. Tesla under the 110s down to the 108s now. SPY sitting at the 380s. All right, so let's see if they are placing any orders out here to stop this thing. I don't see any 10,000 shares, nothing like that sitting out here. Nope, nope, nope. There's a small little position there at 665. What about the buyer's side, the bid side? Neither side is putting out big orders there. 453 right there. Where did it just go? Got 9,000 sitting out there. We'll see how that does, but that's all the way down here, 453. So we'll just take note of that on the daily as support. 450. Well, we just put 450. It's close enough to 450. So 450 is the first big size that we see sitting out there. And maybe it wants to get down to that 450. If it does, hey, I may give it a shot at 450. Nah, I'm kidding. That thing's gonna be dead. But it just depends on how fast it gets down there. But I would definitely look to see what happens down there. But right now, like I said, may end up going flat. There's a lot of pressure up here. Merry 4th day of Christmas. Good morning, GDE. All right, Kala trying again to get through that 668 that it hit the first time. Got through it that time. Will it get the 75s up there? Another weak breakout, pushing back down. That was unimpressive. Retail is not going to be liking that. Right under the 675, getting a lot of longs in here. Will it actually blast upward, or will it fail under the 675? Getting back out of the 60s, looks like getting back down to those almost getting into the 50s there. But right now we have observed that 450 is an area of interest on this one. So that is scary because that is $2 away. So we'll see if we can observe any other levels on the bid that come into play for support. The thing, okay, going up there, but still lower high than the pre-market high, 719, 720-ish level. Let's see, are they still sitting down there at the 4? Jesus Christ, that's a long way down there. All right, touch the $7 right up there to the pre-market high. 715s right there. Little bit of a breakout. Did it just halt? I think it's halting here. Up 84%, 15% since the open. So we'll see where this thing wants to open up at. Yep, that's halted. Let's flip back over here to the scans real quick. Tesla popped back over the 110s, but that doesn't mean it's bullish. Just taking a little break. Kala, big moves into this range. So this was the previous level of consolidation we had marked before The day got started right there, 650, getting on up there back into this pressurized area here between the 788s and the was it $7. So about 80 cents of room in here. We're gonna see how this thing wants to open and if it'll be able to hold up. It just cracked that 5 million share mark, so we'll see if it wants to be the one on the day. But yeah, there's a level of interest down there at the 450, which scares me. That is a long way away. That is a long way away. But hey, like I said, today may be a scalper's day. I mean, it may not be a dip buying opportunity. I would be interested at the 450, but it is $3 away. So that thing's going to have to pick up a lot of momentum, and people may not want to buy up that catalyst. So will I trade it? Will I not? I don't know. Because if we look at TOS, 450 is all the way down here. What? Right here. That is a long fall. I'm not going to be willing to buy that. Going back down there, I'm good. I'm not going to buy that. So definitely this is a scalper's day on a collar. Not willing to take that entry, especially on that catalyst. The SPY though opened up at 381, jumped up here to 383s, and yeah, definitely a little bit crazy there with a dollar rip up there. We'll see how that holds throughout the day. It is green on the day. Tesla is back green on the day as well. Pop down here to the 108.25s. Pop back up to the 113s for a little bit of relief after all of this drainage. Good morning, stunks and chumps. Amazon creeping its way up on the scan as well, catching up to Kala in volume. We'll see if Kala continues to have the volume. If it starts dropping on the list, drops off the top 10 list, it may get a little spooky. We'll see though. Only 6 million shares traded with everything else running after it as it's halted, but very low float. And everything else in the low floats is basically dead, not even reaching a million shares yet. And CEI is trash. So let's see what time Kala is supposed to be unhalting. Kala halted at 9:35. 5 minutes, so 9:40:17. If it's a 5-minute halt, be in about a minute. Let's see what you got on the day, Kala. You're up 15%. You have pretty weak catalyst. So what kind of moves will you give to the upside? Will people be fearing the missing out, or will people look at your volume and say, Tesla needs to fall first before we decide to really trade Kala? Is that what's going to happen? I don't know. I'm just looking at different perspectives that could be in the market, especially for the higher flows, with Amazon moving up as well, with 5 million shares traded now, Apple moving up, Lucid, NIO, just a lot of things catching up with Kala that may hold a little bit more range and value, but we'll see. And remember, Kala has that past history of going flat in the intraday. So we'll see if it starts to chop around. Opened up there, popped up there to 780s, that top level right there for me that I had put up there. We'll see if it can crawl up there, or will it come on back down to the 725s. Let's see where those big orders are on the bid. No huge orders out there right now. That 450 still sitting out there strong though. So I'm not interested until I see some size move up those level 2s. $7.89. Yep, today's a scalper's day. Look at that. Look at that. It may go into another halt here. 7 million shares traded. Yep, straight up. That's what scalpers love right there. Into another halt there at the 833. So it has blown all of these resistance levels out of the water. And now oh, that was a false halt. I thought it was halted. Was not halted. But has blown all of the resistance levels out of the water. Up to $8. Let me see, have they moved the size any from 450? Nope, 450 still sitting there. So that's where my level of interest is the 450s. But with this move here, moving down $4, I'm not buying it. I'm good. First hour of the day has about a little bit to go. First 30 minutes of the day, that is. Only 8 million shares traded on this one. So we'll see if the volume starts to fall off after this candle. 4 million shares traded in this one 15-minute candle. VWAP right now is at the 718s. So we'll see how it, wow, continues to push here. Coming back to the 8s, kind of bouncing around that $8 whole dollar level. May need to pull back at this time though. About to close up this 15-minute candle in 2 minutes. 825, 820. So this thing has a good range though. But definitely not my type of setup. This thing is ripping. Ripping. This is momentum trader day right here. Got a little pop out. What's that high? High of 875s there. Stopping right at the 875s. And now I'll go ahead and call that a little bit of resistance there. That's $0.25. If it rips through that, boy, that thing's on fire. 875 was the high hit. Did make it through all of these resistance levels. So which one of these will become support? Will it find support before it gets back to $6? We have about 30 seconds to the close of this first 15-minute candle. There's a 15-minute candle open. Will it create a lower high and start to find a little bit of resistance? Let's see if the ask, let's look at the size on the ask. Are they ready to short this thing? So there's a 10,000 share position right there, 851. That is an area of interest for shorts. Let me go, where's the 850s? 851. Let me put that up there. Area of, oh my goodness, they got blown out before I even got to put it in there. We'll watch that 851, but that 10,000 shares did nothing there. Just got absolutely crushed. Okay, well, let's further observe. Will those 850s become the area of resistance? Maybe back into a halt here. 10 million shares on the board. No support needed, apparently. People willing to buy higher. False halt, still trading around the $9. 850, will it come back into play? Are they getting their feels here? And let me see if that 450 still sitting down here. 450 still on the board down there. Nothing bigger than that yet. Looking for the shorts to step up. Still making those higher highs. Breakout trades. So these breakouts, let's see, this breakout was from 875 up to 903. Right? Almost a little over 25 cents for a breakout there. Okay, shorts getting a little bit active. Let's see. But no big values up there on the books that I see right now. So I guess we can move this one up here. High of right under the 9. Very odd numbers that it's stopping at. And this is the thing, like I like to know where the top is before I take a trade. Where is the top? What kind of what would a retracement look like back towards the top? This thing continues to push higher, so I can't even figure out the first step of my trade. It's like, where's the top? What? This is a short squeeze like no other. Okay, there's the 850s coming back into play. Let's see if they pile back in at the 850 for on the ask side, if it can get under 850. Got about 10 minutes until the close of this 15-minute. Okay, so now we're under the 850s. Can we see those sizes on the ask start to pick up and get bigger and bigger at the 850? So that becomes the wall. And then the next part, after we know the top, well, how does it react to flushes? If it flushes, is there a big bounce? Does it just go flat? What's that? What does that flush look like? Okay, so 850s cannot hold it down yet, or somebody's getting their fill in a short position. Because you see, one thing that I don't like is when something is up high and it gets these little, it's like these sharp little dips. Somebody's entering a big position for those sharp little dips. And it may not be buyers, because they can use the backstop. Backstop here for shorts will be what, $9. Hey, I'm gonna risk 50 cents up to $9. I think it's gonna go down based on the catalyst and all of that. So I'm gonna start entering here. And they buy big. I mean, they can buy a lot of them. Let me see if Kala is actually shortable here. I'm pretty sure it is. Definitely shortable right there, and optionable. So they can put puts on this thing. Puts and shorts can get on this. So a lot of incentive for this one to go down. Plus weak catalyst. Just now reaching that 12 million shares traded. It's the number 2 on the day behind Tesla. Up 117%. 36% since the open. So we're going to see if that backstop of $9 works out for the shorts, or does it want to push through the $9? Going back up there and testing the 875s very quickly. And the thing is, the more time it spends up here, the more shorts get confident in getting in. So if it's going to break 9, it needs to push it. Okay, so it's coming down. What does this flush want to look like? It's coming down to $8. So from 9 to 8, that's a dollar move downwards. What does a flush look like on this one? And remember, it's previous history. Even when it rips on the beginning candle on the intraday, it goes flat. So we're going to see how flat this thing gets. So now we see that even on the 15-minute, we can see that top is holding down at $9. So the people that risked it here at 888 or whatever to get in for it with $9 as their backstop, they're well within the profit now. Or I mean, I say people, the shorts that took that trade, not the longs. The longs are paying the shorts bills right now. That breakout though was from 874 up to the 903. So about a 25-cent breakout. Now the flush. Will we see it? How big will the flush be? And will it be respecting quarter dollars? Will it be respecting whole dollars? What will it respect? What levels will it respect? And does it have enough incentive to be bought back up? All right, so let's look on the ask. 902 has 5,000. We need something bigger than that. We need a big wall up here. But 902s is a point for it. Let's look on the bids. Up. Bids 775 has a nice little level there. So that may be an attack point. Let's look at the this one to break down. Wow, that's really close. That's at VWAP. There's no reason to even put support there, because I think it can get past VWAP. So somebody's crazy is sitting at VWAP. I don't know if that's a short trying to enter for VWAP break for the momentum downwards, or if that's a long that's just crazy and looking for VWAP to bounce. But that 775 is literally right under VWAP. I don't know about that. I'm not gonna put that as support. That's somebody crazy sitting there. Let's see. So Daniel got in for a trade. Nice. Got in 814, exit 8. See, I told you it's a scalper's day on this one. Most of the time, I remember when I was trading these types, I just scalping just it was something. See, I'm patient. I'm willing to hold. But when I buy high, I get nervous because I'm like, man, I need to take something. I need to take something. And I'm just not I just it just kills me. I'd rather just take one thing and get on out. But scalping though, when you can put your hand in, get in there real quick, you can get that profit. Like Donnell with the 814 up to the 893. And this stock is on the number one stock on my greater potential scanner over here. It's the only thing moving. You know, Cosm is popping up here, but it just has very low volume. But Kala standing out there with the 10 million shares for the scalpers today. Beautiful play by Donnell. And it may give him more scalp opportunities. We'll see though. Hasn't flushed yet. Came down right. Whoa, I didn't mean to do that. Came down right above VWAP and just not flushing yet. So we'll see. Tesla at the 114s has not started to fall yet. SPY at the 382s, holding up those 380s for the past couple of days. Basically 3 days of support at the 380s. Let's see. Kyla needs to break $9. We'll see. I mean, it may give you a well. I don't know about a dip trade on it. I just don't. I'm with all of the people making money on this to the upside. If the shorts have the same mindset as me, I want to see the longs win, and then they enter. It's gonna be bad to the downside because this is how I like to trade. I'm like, I want to see the shorts win and then enter. So it's the opposite mindset. They're like, okay, longs are winning. Okay, praise the Lord. And they're just entering little by little, big amounts because there's plenty of liquidity up here for the shorts. So I don't know. This is the opposite of what I look for in a trade. So will those shorts get active? And you know, it may get through $9. I mean, and that's one thing with shorting, you have an infinite amount of risk. So, you know, that's why they continue to add looking for it to drop. They'll add a little bit more into an upward move, add a little bit more, because to make good money in the market, you trade when the market is ugly for you. When the shorts are like, oh my goodness, this thing is strong, but then it reverses and now it's going down and it's in your favor. And the same thing with me. I like it when it's ugly. I like to see those shorts win. And then I take my little profits off of their covering. Big money makes me money when they cover. So there's the 75s getting tested again. I mean, Donnell, you might get that $9 test here. The 15-minute candle is closing in 30 or less than 30 seconds now. Getting into those 90s. Testing $9. Woo! Okay, this is manipulated, bro. This is some heavy manipulation. Let's see what it can do. Got up there to the 930s. And that range is opening up. Shorts trying to cover. I think the shorts are going to be trying to cover here because it's pushing through 9 and they didn't think it was going to do that. So it may get, if the shorts can hold it down, but they got to hold it down below $9 and it's 25 cents above that. So they really got to short this thing down. And like I said before the market opened, would this be the day where it doesn't go flat, where it actually continues moving forward, moving upward? You know, this past history says that it goes flat, but this move here is the beginning of that first move up for a nice little dip and maybe a return. But now they're pushing it below $9. So now the shorts are putting on their shoes, their stomping shoes, and they're stomping the grapes, and we're going to have wine. So who will be whining today? Nice pullback back under that. And I'm telling you, if the shorts don't want to lose, they need to continue to add to their position. They need to. And that's what they're doing here. But this does not mean that they have won. They can still get destroyed if this thing starts popping. So I would say this still isn't a safe. It isn't a safe one for the shorts. But if they're taking scalps, I mean, from the top, that was 940 down to the 870s. So that's a good little dip there. Okay, so again, based on the hour chart, this top continues to move up. And I continue to ask myself, where is the top? Where is the top? Every time it breaks that resistance, I don't know where the top is. So that's why I can't even, this isn't one, I like to have a solidified top where I'm like, okay, I know this is where this thing can retrace to. And then I'm just looking for a percentage of that retracement. I don't need it to get back to the top. I just need a little bit out of that move. Just a little bit. Like if it moves back up to the top, I want to capture like 25% of that move or more. So it continues to break my strategy. My strategy, find the top, look on the level twos, find a area of interest for support. Wait till it gets to that area, kind of test that area, see if support forms, enter there and look for the retracement back to the highs. And as of right now, let me look on the ask. No huge orders over here sitting on the ask. Oh, we still got this guy's 8,000 sitting at 775. But I don't know if I'm willing to do that. Still that 450 out there as well. I don't know. This one has broken my strategy. So it's one of those where it's like, hey, did my observation, did my analysis, and today is a scalping day. That's what I've figured. That's my educated guess, that it is a scalper's day for the longs and the shorts. Man, Donnell is killing the game. Killing the game. Feeding. Feeding. So I'd rather not lose money on today. I'd rather just watch and wait for my strategy to set up. I'm not willing. I'm too picky now. My taste buds have been. I want to see my A plus setup. Donnell's getting his A plus setup. I just do not have that. So, you know, different people have different A plus setups, you know, and he's profiting. I love to see the community profit. Take that money. But I don't want to be paying Donnell's bills by entering up here with no strategy. Oh man. Donnell be out here selling to me. A lot of times when I buy the dip, I'm like, all right, Donnell, I'm gonna sell some to you. And when he buys up here, I'm like, nah, I don't want to be buying from Donnell. He's gonna sell to me. See, again, another broken high. So it got up to the 969s there. Again, breaking my strategy, not solidifying a high, continue to push higher. Kala is a monster move on today. Looking over here on TOS, we can see that the previous levels that it had, what was this, 11 after that fall. I don't know if 11 is possible, but I don't know. It doesn't really have resistance until this 11, but with that callus, I don't know if it'll be able to break 10 though. Has the top at the 970s right there. We'll see. I mean, maybe it gets crazy. It is the only low float that's actually giving some pretty nice moves for scalpers. And it has not solidified anything down here as support yet. No flushes, which is crazy. I'm surprised. Really thought it was going to flush. But as you can see, that 5 million, if that 5 million is kind of like what I'm looking for to tell me the first half of the story. Then once it gets to 10 million, if it's still going up like that, hasn't found a high, isn't crashing, I'm like, man, I don't know. I don't know, man. I need you to crash for me. I need you to be a crash dummy. Tesla, still at the 113s. Found a little top up here right at the 113.86. I have not taken any trades this week, have not seen my setup. So when it comes, I'll be ready. I shall be ready. All right, there's a little size at 855. Not huge though. I'm looking for like maybe 10,000 shares sitting out here on the bid. Everything's under 10,000. Where's the big stuff? Bouncing here on the 9 again. Has about 20 minutes until the close of this hour candle. Let's Tesla making its way back down to the 110s. Apple also making a move back down. It got up to 131, moving back to the 130s. Amazon, same thing. Is the SPY coming down? Yeah, the SPY coming down a little bit. Looking like it's going to go red on the day. And Tesla, Apple, Amazon are following. But I know what's not following. Kala. Everything else dead. Kyle out here breaking necks. Now this now you see what I'm talking about when I'm saying that it's messing up my strategy by not forming a high. It just continues to break, continues to break, continues to break, breakout. And the breakouts are good breakouts. So more and more people are interested in breakout trading on this. It's like 30, 40 cents on a breakout. So this thing has rotated its float 18 times basically. And still getting held up here at the 925s. Will it push for even higher? This thing's insane. Boy, the shorts are getting. Mm. So out here on the 30-minute, we can see that there's definitely some resistance at the body of this candle, at the right under the 950s. But this thing continues to go up, so we'll see if it can get over the 950s. Or rather the 940s. 940s. Yeah, I think the shorts are in trouble. They cannot get a handle on this thing yet. $826 is VWAP. I'm pretty sure that the now I know what those orders were. So, when people are expecting the VWAP bounce, they'll put a limit order down there at VWAP for that quick little wick down. If they get that wick down and get in there real quick for a quick little snap back up, it can be nice. I know on Charles Schwab, you can set multiple levels in your order. You can put a limited order out, and once it goes out, you could put a profit, a profit taking, what's the name I'm looking for? It's like once I reach this amount, let's say if it pops up 15 cents, it'll sell. So you get in with the limit order and it sells on that pop back up. So you don't miss those quick pop downs. The only problem is if that thing is not just a pop down, but a flush. It pops down and it never gets that 15 cents. Then you need the next level, which is the stop loss. So you can put both of those in though on Street Smart Edge on a hotkey. So you just hit your hotkey and it does it all. But I haven't really. The only hotkeys that I have set up right now are all sales. Like that's it. I enter one time to buy, and my hotkeys right here are all sales. That's all I got on my stream deck. Sell 1,000, sell 500. I don't even buy with hotkeys. I just sell. One entry with the buy, and then nothing but selling, baby. Taking little nips. Little nips. Okay. Kala going back up to the 938s. Man, if this thing breaks out again, bro, come on now. That's probably what the longs are saying. Please don't break out again. Oh my gosh, don't break out again. Oh my goodness, please. I'm gonna have to add again. They're gonna give me a margin call. Please don't break out again. So right now, holding right on under this 943. I guess for a scalper, maybe the risk level, that's a lot though. Down to the 972, the risk that bottom. Ugh, that's a lot. Maybe if they can test this level of the 868s, maybe, but I don't know. Maybe if you get in and risk the bottom of this candle, which is the $9, it'll be 30-cent loss if it goes against you. I don't know. I do think it's going to end up breaking out again on the shorts for some reason. It just definitely not treated them well today. Back testing the 925s, and it continues to just hang around this 925 level. Can it get the 926s back into the 930s for that nice taste of fear for the shorts? They're trying to push it down. Let me look on the bid again. 6,000 at the, man, where's the big stuff? That's nothing. No big sizes. Where those 10,000s? Ain't nobody brave out here. Come on. Nothing. Okay, well, let's see. The first candle was 5,500,000. Second candle was almost 5 million. This candle was 4 million. This candle is almost 2 million. So definitely volume kind of just taking its time a little bit now. It's had a nice run from this what, $6 up to $9, $3 move. Question is, can it get back over 925s? Looking like it wants to go down and test the $9. Whole dollar resistance. I mean, whole dollar support. Bouncing off of that 9. Somebody's interested there. Back up to the 925s, 926s. Very hard to short this one with no confirmation, because the hour chart is looking like a big green dangerous candle. And then the 30-minute is also giving you an indecisive. It's not making a decision to move up or down. It's just indecisive to the top of this range here. Very, very, I would be very scared to short this one where it is. But if it can break out again over 10, that may give shorts more incentive to go in on it to get it back under 10. Let's see. Taking a lot of time, getting a lot of attention around this 925 level. Has 10 minutes until the close of this hour candle. Continues to play right above the $9. So I guess the longs would be like, hey, I'll risk 25 cents here to 9. If it doesn't come down, well, that'll be great. It'll just continue to break out. But, 25 cents would be the risk there to $9 breakdown. But that would be a lot better than what it was, which was from the 940 down to the 870. It's like 50-cent loss. And this is why I let the first hour play out. I'm okay with this. Gives me plenty of thinking time to really just think about the markets, look at the level twos, think about the news, and would my strategy work on this one? And overall conclusion is no. I would definitely lose money on this one. Lil Nips was one of your friends' gamer tags for the longest. I may have seen him playing. I may have played against that person. Was it a girl or a dude? Lil Nips. Because I played with a lot of dudes that had Lil Nips as a gamer tag. No homo. I have to safety check myself. Ah. All right, over 950 is a to the moon breakout. 950, we'll see. Why does it keep holding the nines though? Like there is no size down here. I mean, there's a 4,000 position right there at 9, but I'm trying to see like 30,000 shares. 20 with this much volume, somebody can easily move in and out 30,000 shares. Your husband served in the army with. It was his basic training name. Yeah. Oh, now Kala's pushing again. Let's see if it'll form another high. Looking scary for the shorts. I bet the shorts are praying to God this thing does not break out again. I bet they are praying to God. Please don't let this break out. Stock market gods, please save me. All right, so that is coming under. Yeah, it's about to go up. Coming back to the 9 again, finding some more problems there. Yeah, this is going to be nasty going back up. I don't like stocks like this. They just go up. It be tripping. Coming down, got under 9. People got filled right under 9 here, and now they're about to buy it up. I don't like these stocks because they be fooling. They be fooling. And now the shorts are trapped. Here we go. Back over at 925. Let's go ahead and get it. Let's go ahead and punish them. That 920, 922, 925. Come on. Stay within the 20s. 2021. Oh, man, they're about to get murked. Well, RIP to the shorts. They had a good run this year, but end of December is taking some money back. Looking for that 25 to start holding. The 20s are flashing up there, but not seeing that 25 just yet. Not enough strength behind that push. Now, this is another test. I wouldn't trust this test as much if it gets under 9. It might go ahead and flush. Because if it was going to go, it would have did it on the first one. So it may need a little bit more patience. So that gives shorts some more incentive to get on there, that lower high that just formed on the 15-minute. And we have 4 minutes until the open of the new hour. So let's see if we can get a nice flush. It gave a little bounce off the 9, but just not enough to keep the shorts Keep the fear of the fear in the shorts' hearts. Nine bouncing again? What? Okay, there we go. Go ahead and get that nice breakdown. It continues to hold a nine. Whole dollar. Giving problems. Can it touch the 875 and bounce back up? That'll be a 25-cent winner on a bounce up. VWAP is at the 839. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if 9 is support or resistance. Anyway, I have seen what I need to see from this one today. Donnell got some amazing scalps off of this one. But alas, I'm about to go and do something else because this thing isn't going to give me a setup today. Look at it. It's ready to break another, bro. Come on, man. Again with the 9 holding. Anyway, I am about to go ahead and shut it on down and go and do something else. We'll be back. And you know, one thing about how my potential scanner is set up, some of the things, they just have potential. It's not a guaranteed trade for me. It's probably a trade for somebody in the low flows, but just not for me. So I have to make sure it aligns with the structure that I'm looking for, with the catalyst that I'm looking for. It just needs to align all the way for me. And Donnell, he traded Collar today, made money on it. And I would have gotten my shoes taken on Collar today. So, you know, to each their own, but definitely having the eyes in the same place, you know, focus on the same thing definitely helps. And kind of seeing how different people manage their risk and be able to get in, get out, play those quick plays. But yeah, Tesla at 111s. It's kind of floating there now. We'll see if it can go ahead and break on down, maybe into the new year, back under $100. Only $10 to go. It's already moved $50, so not too much further. But yeah, that is it for me today. If you're going to continue trading, remember trading is risky. I do not trade every day. Well, I do look at the markets, but I do not take trades every day. I do not come to the market with the intention to trade. I come to the market with the intention to observe, and if something set up the way I like it, then I will trade. But my first mind is just, let me go look. It's kind of like walking through the woods, looking at the flowers. It's like, that's a good flower. That flower looks interesting. Wow, that flower just ate a bug. And then I choose the flower I want to pick, you know. And so today I didn't see a flower that I wanted to pick, but I did enjoy the viewing of the flowers. So anyway, that is it for me today. You guys be careful, be safe. I will be back streaming on Friday. Thursday I won't be here. I'll be out working. But yeah, you guys have a great one, a great rest of the day. Thank you so much for dropping through and kind of checking out what stocks are moving today. Appreciate the chats, the comments, and the call outs, and the people that did get the opportunities on this particular ticker. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe because I always forget. We do have a Discord. I did consolidate the Discord. I consolidated it because I just want all the traders to be able to kind of mesh. So I kind of consolidated everything into the trade analysis in the Discord. I can drop a link to that real quick. trade analysis, and I will copy. Wait, did it make it? Okay. And yeah, so this is where we kind of continue the discussion after I go off stream. And if I see anything, hey, I will be in there. Or if anybody else sees anything that they like that's popping up on a day like this, they will let you know as well. But anyway, that is it for me today. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Peace.